Kindness is praised as a virtue, a sign of greatness, and yet, when wielded without discipline, it becomes a silent poison that erodes your power, your boundaries, and your very sense of self. In a world that confuses softness with weakness, being too kind can trap you in cycles of exhaustion, resentment, and invisibility. Excessive kindness is not generosity, it is surrender. It is the dangerous habit of giving so much that you lose yourself, handing over your dignity and strength on a silver platter to those who don't deserve it. The Stoic warrior knows that kindness is not about pleasing everyone or being endlessly available. It is about measured action, strategic compassion, and protecting your inner fortress. Kindness without boundaries is a leash that others hold to pull you into chaos and compromise. This is why mastering the art of kindness means knowing when to say no, when to withhold your energy, and when to protect your time and spirit like a sacred temple. Today, we dive deep into why being too kind is not noble, it is dangerous, and how to reclaim your power by wielding kindness like a weapon, not a weakness. Because true strength is not found in blind softness, but in disciplined compassion that commands respect. Kindness without boundaries is not kindness, it is weakness disguised as virtue. When you give endlessly without limits, you dilute your value and invite imbalance into your life. People sense weakness more quickly than they recognize genuine strength. And when kindness becomes limitless, it ceases to inspire respect and instead breeds entitlement. The Stoic warrior understands that every act of kindness is a choice, not an obligation, and that true kindness requires firm boundaries to protect the self. Without these boundaries, kindness turns into self-sacrifice, where your energy, time, and dignity are drained to feed others who may never reciprocate or appreciate it. This lack of boundaries confuses generosity with submission, leaving you vulnerable to exploitation and emotional burnout. When you fail to say no, you become a door left wide open to anyone's demands, regardless of their intentions. This leads to a slow erosion of self-respect and personal power, as your kindness is mistaken for weakness and your willingness to give is taken for granted. Boundaries are not cruelty, they are the scaffolding of strength that allows kindness to flourish without self-destruction. To be truly kind, you must first be kind to yourself by safeguarding your limits and refusing to let kindness become a weapon others use to control or diminish you. The Stoic path teaches that kindness is most potent when it is deliberate, controlled, and balanced by fierce self-respect. When kindness is excessive and unguarded, it slowly erodes your presence and power in ways most don't immediately see but feel deeply. Being overly kind often means putting others' needs before your own, to the point where your voice becomes quieter, your desires less visible, and your boundaries nearly invisible. People naturally gravitate toward those who carry themselves with strength and clear limits, not those who bend endlessly to please. The psychology here is simple yet brutal. Unlimited kindness signals a lack of self-worth and self-command, which weakens your position in every relationship and interaction. Instead of being a force that shapes situations and commands respect, you become a shadow, a background character in your own life. Excessive kindness can create a fog of confusion around who you really are. Are you strong and capable, or just endlessly compliant? This blurring strips away your ability to influence, negotiate, and assert, leaving you trapped in a cycle where others take but rarely give in return. Your presence, how you carry yourself, how you value your time and energy, is your most valuable currency, and when kindness is too freely given, that currency devalues rapidly. The Stoic warrior recognizes that power comes from clear boundaries and the courage to be selective with kindness, not from endless softness that dissolves identity. Your strength is reflected in your ability to stand firm, even while being compassionate. When you lose that balance, you lose your edge, and with it, your place as a respected force in the world.
The psychology behind why people take advantage of excessive kindness is rooted in basic human nature and social dynamics. When someone shows too much softness without limits, it triggers unconscious patterns of exploitation and entitlement in others. People instinctively test boundaries. They push against any sign of weakness to see how far they can go before consequences appear. When kindness is abundant and unconditional, it becomes an open invitation to step over lines, ignore respect, and demand more than is reasonable. This dynamic breeds resentment, not only in you, but also in others, because the imbalance creates invisible debts and unspoken frustrations. Over time, excessive kindness without firmness can lead to being manipulated, emotionally drained, and betrayed, because you never taught others that your time, energy, and respect are valuable and non-negotiable. The Stoic mindset teaches that kindness is not a free pass for others to invade your life or disrespect your soul. It is a conscious, disciplined choice that must be guarded with wisdom and strength. If you allow kindness to become a gateway to exploitation, you become a victim of your own generosity, and that is neither noble nor sustainable. True kindness commands respect, not exploitation, and it requires you to be vigilant and unyielding in protecting your boundaries. True strength is not found in endless softness, but in the balance between compassion and toughness, a lesson the Stoics have embodied for centuries. Kindness alone does not build resilience or command respect. Without firmness, it becomes a hollow gesture that invites disrespect and imbalance. The world is not kind to those who are soft without strength. Life demands that we stand tall even as we offer generosity. Strength is the backbone that supports kindness. It is the iron core beneath the velvet glove. Without toughness, kindness becomes passive, reactive, and ineffective, a mere appeasement rather than a transformative force. The Stoic warrior cultivates inner hardness that allows them to say no when needed, to hold their ground even when it's uncomfortable, and to protect their time, energy, and dignity without guilt. This is not cruelty, it is justice for the self. Compassion without strength is like a sword without a hilt. It cannot be wielded effectively and will only harm its bearer. When you learn to temper kindness with toughness, you create a presence that demands respect and inspires loyalty, not one that invites exploitation or pity. Strength allows kindness to be a choice, not a compulsion, and that choice is where true power lives. The Stoic teaches us that the strongest warriors are those who can be kind without losing their edge, who can give without giving up, and who protect their soul while still extending their hand. This balance is the foundation of lasting influence and unshakable character.
Compassion and self-respect are not opposites. They are twin pillars that must support each other if kindness is to serve you rather than diminish you. True kindness begins with kindness toward yourself, recognizing your own limits, honoring your worth, and refusing to sacrifice your well-being for the approval or comfort of others. When you fail to respect yourself, your kindness becomes a one-way street paved with resentment, exhaustion, and silent compromise. The Stoic warrior understands that self-respect is the foundation upon which all genuine compassion rests. Without it, your kindness becomes hollow, your generosity a trap. Compassion without self-respect invites others to prioritize their needs over yours, turning your kindness into a tool for their convenience rather than a gift freely given. Boundaries are the expression of self-respect in action. They tell the world you value yourself enough to say no, enough to walk away, and enough to protect your peace. This balance ensures that your kindness is sustainable, empowering, and authentic. It guards you against being drained emotionally or manipulated, allowing your compassion to be a source of strength rather than weakness. When you cultivate this harmony between self-respect and compassion, you move beyond blind giving and enter the realm of strategic kindness, one that elevates both you and those you choose to be kind to without sacrificing your own integrity or power. When kindness is unchecked, it becomes fertile ground for manipulation and betrayal, because those who sense vulnerability will not hesitate to exploit it for their gain. People skilled in emotional manipulation prey on excessive kindness like predators on weakness. They test, push, and break boundaries until your generosity becomes their entitlement. This betrayal cuts deeper than mere disappointment. It shatters trust and leaves wounds that erode your willingness to give again. The Stoic warrior anticipates this risk and guards against it by sharpening discernment and cultivating emotional armor. Kindness without wisdom is naive. It blinds you to hidden agendas and toxic intentions. It is not your duty to fix everyone or absorb their chaos at the cost of your own well-being. Recognizing when kindness is being weaponized against you is critical to preserving your mental and emotional sovereignty. This does not mean closing off your heart, but strengthening it, building a fortress where compassion lives alongside vigilance. The Stoic's task is to offer kindness selectively, knowing that some deserve it and some do not, and to withdraw it from those who choose betrayal over respect. Only by doing this can kindness remain a powerful force rather than a gateway to exploitation, ensuring that your generosity enriches your life instead of depleting it. In the battlefield of relationships, kindness is a strategic choice, not a reckless surrender. Stoic wisdom teaches that kindness is a skill to be mastered, not a weakness to be exploited. And the art of selective kindness is central to this mastery. This means learning to read people clearly, distinguishing those worthy of your time and energy from those who seek only to take without giving, and acting accordingly. The Stoic does not scatter kindness like confetti, but reserves it for situations and individuals where it can truly create value and mutual respect. This selectivity is not cold or calculating cruelty. It is disciplined compassion rooted in clarity and self-awareness. By choosing when, where, and to whom to be kind, you protect your inner fortress while still extending generosity that uplifts and empowers. This approach demands courage because it requires saying no to easy approval and stepping away from toxic dynamics that drain your spirit. Yet it also brings freedom from resentment, exhaustion, and the endless cycle of being taken for granted. The Stoic's kindness is a weapon of influence and a shield of self-preservation, wielded with precision and purpose. When practiced consistently, selective kindness builds unshakable character, commands respect, and creates relationships grounded in balance rather than imbalance. It is kindness that does not ask for anything in return, but expects respect as its natural consequence. This is the highest form of kindness, where generosity becomes strength, and strength becomes freedom. Becoming unapologetically kind without being weak is the ultimate mastery of self. This is where Stoic philosophy and modern emotional intelligence converge to forge an unbreakable spirit. Unapologetic kindness means offering your compassion freely, but never at the expense of your boundaries, your values, or your peace. It means standing firm in who you are, even when kindness demands you say no, walk away, or hold space without enabling. This form of kindness is courageous, deliberate, and rooted in deep self-respect. It refuses to be a tool for manipulation or a mask for insecurity. The Stoic warrior recognizes that kindness is not a sign of fragility, but a reflection of inner strength, a strength that protects and empowers rather than surrenders and depletes. When you embody unapologetic kindness, you become magnetic in your authenticity, commanding respect simply by refusing to settle for less than you deserve. You create relationships based on mutual honor, not obligation or guilt. This kind of kindness transforms your presence into a force that uplifts without losing itself, heals without losing boundaries, and gives without losing power. It is the kindness of the wise, the strong, and the free. an unshakable pillar in a chaotic world. To master this is to master yourself, and in doing so, you become a beacon of true strength, compassion, and freedom that no one can diminish or take away. You've just stepped into a deeper understanding of kindness, one that strips away illusions and reveals its true power when balanced with strength and boundaries. Remember, being kind is not about losing yourself or becoming a perpetual giver to those who don't deserve it. It's about commanding respect through disciplined compassion and unwavering self-respect. The Stoic warrior knows that kindness, wielded without limits, becomes weakness. But when tempered with wisdom and courage, it becomes an unbreakable force that shapes your life and relationships on your terms. Now it's your turn to act. Reflect on where you've been too kind to your own detriment and start building those boundaries today. Comment below with your experiences of when kindness crossed into weakness and how you reclaimed your power. Subscribe and hit the bell to join this journey of mastering your emotions, strengthening your character, and living life as a true Stoic warrior. Your path to uncompromising strength and compassionate clarity begins here. Own it relentlessly. I'll see you in the next video.